Hi everyone, this is the Jade Marrisa podcast and this is episode 30. I'm here with Plai Jitinat. He is the president of Thailand MMA Federation and One Championship Thailand.
Hello.
Hi Plai.
Hello, Jade.
First of all, congratulations because you're going to get married soon.
Yes, we'll be getting married soon. Thank you.
Yeah, so please introduce yourself a little bit more, like your full name, age, where you're from in Thailand.
Okay, well, my full name, Jitinat Asda Mongkon, but, just call me Plai, so like for simplicity's sake. I'm 38 years old now, becoming 39, despite my youthful look.
Yes, you do look very young.
Yes, and I was born in Bangkok, Thailand, but I went to study in the UK, my high school, and then went to complete my university degree in the United States before coming back to Thailand. I went to my family's business for quite several years, and actually like more than a decade.
Wow.
Now looking back at it. So I was like in the production and content creation business because my family business is JSL Global Media. We are one of the leading production houses, among one of the top 5 production houses in Thailand, been in the business for about 40 years now. So my background came a lot from the TV production side, the content production, and also the content marketing, integrated marketing communication. So that was kind of like my area of profession for over the past decade. But, at the same time, since I was, a child, I've always had some exposure to martial arts in some form. Actually, Muay Thai was like the first martial arts that I started because I was bullied as a child. Yeah.
So you started Muay Thai in Thailand?
Yes. As when I was like very small kid, very thin, had like probably absolutely no sense of self-confidence, very small, so get picked on. And, in school years, you run into, conflict with people. Sometimes when you're small, you get bullied.
Yeah.
So my mom actually brought in like a Muay Thai trainer.
Really?
Yeah, but I think...
So it was her idea?
It was her idea. Actually, not my dad. My dad is very peace-loving. My mom is a fighter. Wow. She actually had some Muay Thai training as well, like when she was like in her teen years, like not seriously, not competitively, like what you do, but she did some combative activity. So she's kind of like being, that the fighter in the family, So she kind of like told me, no matter who you are and what you do, everyone needs to have a little claws and fangs. So I'm going to arm you with some claws and fangs, and so you can take care of yourself. So she, brought in like a Muay Thai trainer. I believe it was from Sasiprapa Gym at the time, to come to our house. So I did a few days, just to, get used to what it's like to really hit, to really fight. At the time, it didn't like take on me, until many, many years later. But it certainly kind of like left a sort of like an imprint, an impression of, what it's like to do like martial arts, I really became more seriously involved in martial arts in my high school and university years. Because like in my high school years,
but not in Thailand.
Not in Thailand. I went to high school in England, and like when you are a little Asian kid in a boarding school in England,
wow.
You also run into certain problems similarly to like what I had ran into when I was like a kid in Thailand. So I also didn't really fit in too well, get picked on from time to time quite a bit. So I also had to get involved with some physical activity. So I started doing a little bit of martial arts as well. But
which martial arts?
At the time, it was I had my first experience with like a more proper martial art instruction other than Muay Thai. At the time, it was karate. Because and a little bit of judo as well. Because in England, karate and judo was kind of like the sport that was like quite popular at the time. So I had like some minor exposure to it, but not like an ongoing training by any standard.
And that helped you with the bullying?
It does help, because martial arts, help to somewhat transform your thinking,
right?
And also builds more self-confidence.
Right.
And at the time, I also like hang out with friends. Like I was like I had like a Taiwanese friend who was like a senior you know, who was like into like taekwondo and other martial arts.
Cool.
So, you know, I hung out with him. So, you know, it reduces the chance of you getting picked on. You know, you find a gang of sorts. And by like hanging out with him, he also, you know, play fight with me a lot.
Yeah.
So by doing that, you know, we just like play around with it. But it kind of grew on me that this is actually quite fun.
Yeah, and you get used to hitting and getting hit as well.
Yes.
Like just like sparring, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, it was quite funny because like when in our boarding school, you know, you have like your homework time, and after you finish your home, you have kind of like a little bit of free time, like, you know, an hour to 2 hours before bedtime. We would go, you know, get together with like a group, you know, go to like a squash court, you know, and
fight.
and just do like play fight, you know.
All right, okay.
Yeah. So that was kind of like when it really got into me that I became, you know, more interested in martial art. But when I really started training more seriously was in my university years, because I joined the Taekwondo club, the university team as well. So I was training from white belt.
And that was in the States?
It was in the States.
Right.
It was around the time when Olympic Taekwondo was very popular. So I did, you know, my training in Taekwondo training from my white belt to black belt during my university years.
Wow.
So, and during those years, because in the States, I was also exposed, you know, at the time, you know, the mixed martial arts as well. So I started training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Aikido, and then eventually to mixed martial arts.
That's really awesome. You tried everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
I did a lot of things over the years, yeah.
But you were more serious in Taekwondo when you were in the States.
And I started
Jiu-Jitsu.
seriously in Taekwondo and then Hapkido because, you know, the two arts are kind of like interlinked and similar.
Right.
But I found, you know, the old footage of like the old mixed martial arts fight from like from Japanese videos and then also the early UFCs. And when I watch it, you know, it was like very impressive to see someone like, you know, Mr. Hoist Gracie, very small, and just steamroll everyone with barely any injuries. You know, so I seeked out, you know, what jiu-jitsu is like, and I found the Renzo Gracie Academy in New York City, and I went to, you know, want to explore and train and to find out, you know, other aspects of the martial art.
Did you compete?
I competed. Yes, I competed in. I've done competition also in Taekwondo. I did a few in karate as well. You know, I did quite a few mixed martial arts at an amateur level, and also jiu-jitsu.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Joe Rogan because he tried all these different martial arts. That's so cool. Yeah. So then you graduated from the States and then you came back to Thailand.
Came back to Thailand, started working in my family's subsidiary company first. It was like a creative agency. So, you know, at the time, you know, I was like working, but also, you know, did a little bit of training as a recreationally as well in Thailand.
In Muay Thai?
A little bit of Muay Thai, and also they did a little bit of like Thai weapons.
Oh yeah,
as well.
Krabi Krabong.
Yeah, Krabi Krabong. You know, I started, you know, doing exploring more into like the combative, like the self-defense combative systems. So I kind of like moving around with like a lot of different things. But sometimes I get like easily bored. Yeah. So I need to like find, you know, explore and, you know, just add in more like knowledge and ideas about martial arts. So I became kind of like almost like a explorer of martial arts.
Seems like it. That's really cool. But so during that time when you came back to Thailand, MMA was still quite.
It was like viewed as a dogfighting. Yeah. Essentially. Yeah. Actually, it was like very one of the key people in the industry. Like most of my friends now who are like, you know, very active in either jiu-jitsu or mixed martial arts nowadays, or as coaches, gym owners, or promoters. Right. We all kind of like started off, you know, from, you know, those like early amateur events.
Naksu?
Actually, it was even before that. King of Fighter. We started with King of Fighter. I competed in King of Fighter. Wow. Because before Naksu became Naksu, it was King of Fighter.
Oh, so it was just, you know, like that.
Yeah, it was just like people, you know, discussing on Pantip webboard online forum, you know, about let's get together, just kind of have like a friendly competition, you know, styles versus styles, because back then mixed martial art just started to come in to Thailand, but as a kind of like, you know, like a kind of more a little bit more like an underground, you know, people like sharing it online in some webboard. At the time, I believe there was even YouTube yet.
Wow.
You know? So, you know, the people who were exposed to mixed martial arts were either usually who are very, very hardcore into the martial art and combat sports, or people who were foreign educated, like myself and, several other people.
Right. Yeah. That's why they say like the MMA scene in Thailand is like the middle class people in Thailand.
It is.
Which Muay Thai is not, right?
No.
So yeah, it's a big difference. But but it definitely makes sense because I mean, if you're educated or if you see like MMA, it's more international. So you have to kind of be in that scene a little bit.
It's pretty strange because MMA started off almost as a kind of like, the spectator sport that middle class people had first access to because of the online community with the the video clips that were circulated online. You couldn't find it on like a normal TV. You could somewhat find it on like at the time like True Vision.
Oh yeah.
In some channels that of True Vision they would bring in like some of the Japanese promotions like in the 80s and 90s like the Shuto Pancrase, and then and also like some footage from like King of the Cage, UFC, early UFCs as well. But people who had access to these were either urban people who subscribe to like True Vision, or they have access to very strong internet to download the clips.
And back then, it wasn't really the Muay Thai fighters.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. You were also involved in Martial Warrior? Yes,
actually, because that was when you and Shannon, I asked you and Shannon to come and model our poster for Martial Warrior. It was a reality TV show format that I did in partnership with True Vision and also Channel 7.
So that was with JSL Media
as well? That was JSL Global Media. It was like my first real TV format production that I was the creator of the format, also executive producer, and from time to time I also was involved in the training part of the contestants as well.
So you definitely like to be busy all the time.
Yes, it was like a very good experience. And also it got me to really connect with a lot of people in the martial arts community.
Oh, that's true.
Because the format was essentially kind of like a talent search for martial arts stars. So we would have like these boys and girls train in different martial arts from different teachers and different masters, and have them go through the training, not just the fighting, but also the acting skill.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and have them go through what we call like a cinematic challenge where, they play out, action scenes or action movie roles. And we broadcast it on Channel 7 and True.
And then like the winner, you had a winner?
We had winners. The winner win cash money and also opportunity to work, in this action movie and stunt industry.
And you had people involved like Pet Jija, no, not Pet Jija, the guy from Jija, right?
We had Jija involved. We actually had like Shannon involved as well. Shannon Berchai, and I was fighting for One Championship because at the time I wanted to also introduce mixed martial arts through the mass media as well. So I created like one of the week we need to do like a mixed martial arts fight scene style. So we brought in Shannon, who was at the time with One Championship, to come and train with the athletes.
So One Championship was happening at that time.
Yep, but it wasn't in Thailand yet.
Okay, that's why I'm thinking. Because around that time, Thailand, somehow they said that MMA was banned in Thailand, which was not true.
No, was not true.
It just kind of was. It
technically just some people in the government just come out in the media and threaten to shut down, but there was no legal ground to actually be able to shut down mixed martial arts. And there were, a lot of misconception about the sport as well that, that people at the time and nowadays quite a few people still believe that it's kind of like an underground fight to the death, like what you see in Jean-Claude Van Damme movie kind of vibe. But, that's like totally untrue. There's actually less death in mixed martial arts than there are deaths in boxing and Muay Thai. It's a very safe sport despite, the imagery of what people seem to think it is. It is actually a very safe sport. It's actually one of the few sports that I competed. I was never seriously injured in training or in competition. But if you ask would I want to do like a competitive Muay Thai fight, I actually get more scared to do like professional Muay Thai fight than to do, to step into the cage and do mixed martial arts.
And that makes sense because in MMA you have the grappling side. So like if anything gets too much, you can just tap out.
Yep.
Whereas in Muay Thai, you're just going to get hit.
Yeah,
there's no tap out there.
It's an exchange of impacts, but with mixed martial art, because when I competed, there was one of the matches I actually fought against like a Muay Thai guy.
Oh yeah.
If I like stood toe to toe, I just get my ass beaten. So what I did is just clinch, a lot of clinch, took it to the ground, and I wasn't like badly hurt at all. Otherwise, if I were to like stand up toe to toe in a kickboxing and Muay Thai match, it would probably have my ass beaten.
Yeah, that would be pretty tough.
Yeah.
And then after that, there was Ignite.
Yes, Ignite was a project that I started with my family's media company. Essentially, it was kind of like an evolution from what we started with Martial Warrior. And we wanted to create like a content platform for martial art, fitness, lifestyle, and self-defense content.
Okay, so it wasn't just a fight promotion.
It wasn't just a fight promotion. Fight promotion was part of the marketing activity that we did, but there were a lot of like projects and also like content that we were like testing out, producing. We did like some like seminars as well. Under Ignite and in collaboration with other instructors. And we do seminars, we do some content about fitness, some self-defense. I even did like some quite several episodes of kind of like a podcast style content with Shannon and Rika and friends within the community of martial art that I was involved in. So we were going into quite a lot of different styles of content and different kind of project. But I guess the one that stood out the most was obviously the Ignite Warrior Championship show that we did in collaboration with the True For You channel, and also with the One Chin Cup tournament that we started with Shannon, and also did like kind of like an online like event.
And One Chin is still going on right now, right? They had that not too long ago. One Chin.
Not with One Chin, but Neophyte. Neophyte was like,
so many.
Yeah. we kind of like try to like position each one quite differently. You know? One Chin Cup was kind of like, you could say it was like a prototype before the Ignite Warrior Championship. And it was also, a project where I wanted to kind of like essentially promote Shannon as well, because, he is becoming a veteran in the industry. I think
and for a Thai MMA athlete, there's not that many really, and Shannon's a good one to promote. He's been in the scene for a while.
Yes.
Yeah, I've always known Shannon in the MMA scene in Thailand.
Yes. So that was kind of like, a prototype that allowed us to start Ignite World Championship style kind of competition, which was more the TV broadcast kind of like style live event. And the Neophyte, was essentially kind of like a more open tournament, more friendly in terms of the rule set for mixed martial arts competition. If you notice, like our first event, we actually didn't even have a cage or a ring.
Really?
So it was like just mats, open mats, and people, we didn't like require you to be like strong in mixed martial arts skill, because we had like rule set where, even like a youth style rule set where we limit the headshot, so people can become more confident to try out mixed martial arts in a friendlier environment.
That's good. And then they can practice the techniques more, not just about the fighting of it.
Yeah, so it's less intimidating. So it's kind of like, that sweet candy to entice them before they're moving on to the more bitter stuff, the tougher competition style.
With all these things that you just did, and how we spoke about someone in the Thai government saying that MMA is banned in Thailand, did you run into any collisions or difficulties about that?
Well, there were quite a few incidents, but not actually, truth be told, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. There were like some people like jokingly, like Plai has a death wish or something like that, by like starting like an MMA organization, even if it's just an amateur level, but from my experience, talking with people in the Muay Thai industries, if, they're like gym owners and not like, even like a few promoters, they were actually pretty receptive to it.
I think so.
They found that it's an interesting sport, and then it's also a sport that actually gives a lot of opportunity for Thai people, more so than they believe. If you like follow the movement of mixed martial arts, you would see that Muay Thai actually gets a lot of benefit from mixed martial art. The word like Muay Thai become very resonant in the jargon of the combat sport industry, because before that was like Thai boxing or Thai kickboxing. But the word Muay Thai really became more widespread because mixed martial art promoter and also people like Joe Rogan actually said this is Muay Thai when it's broadcast and the world could see it. people see that, for mixed martial artists to become successful in the ring and in the cage, they need to train in Muay Thai. And where's the best place to train Muay Thai? Where's the best place to get the best instructor? That's Thailand.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So it's more like the Thai people, maybe the ones who are just very in the Muay Thai scene, maybe the gambling that
The gambling,
Yeah.
And also, essentially, there are probably quite a few people who are very powerful in the Muay Thai industry who essentially don't want competition or don't want to open up that door of opportunity for Muay Thai fighters or athletes to transition to other sport or even to get a better future in a different organization, because they need certain, people to be in control and not be too smart.
Yeah, that's true. But I think after they see like what you've been doing, it's such a different kind of target as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different group of people and it's a whole different setup as well. Like,
It is.
So maybe they don't see the threat after they've actually seen it with their own eyes, Yeah. So then later, we're International Mixed Martial Arts Federation and Thailand Mixed Martial Arts Federation.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? And
that's also came about, around the same time when we were starting doing, the One Chin Cup, IMAF, International Mixed Martial Arts Federation, was has been in the scene for almost a decade now.
Right.
At the time, one of our friends, John Nutt, was kind of very instrumental in wanting to create a proper organization within Thailand. He happens to know the people at IMAF,
right?
And also he brought that relation into Thailand, and he asked one of my friend Niti, who's also heads the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Association in Thailand, to kind of set up the organization to at least have some kind of organization of sanctioning body of sort, to develop the ecosystem.
Right.
But Niti at the time, he just couldn't do two organizations at the same time. So he kind of asked me, can I help him run this, and just, take the role as a president, because he saw that I have the capability to actually be able to do something about it and run it more properly than he could at the time. So, I said yes on the condition that he has to help me and be a vice president.
That's fair.
Because, jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts are kind of almost like brothers, kind of
Brothers,
associations. One sport helps the other.
Yeah.
So that's how it got off, and we formed a founding members, with key people in the industry who are still with me nowadays, and formed the Thai Mixed Martial Arts Federation. By registering with the Ministry of Interior and with the blessing and also the sanctioning of IMAF at the time when we set up. So we used the whole blueprint of what IMAF did in other countries and tried to apply it to Thailand with the rule set. And we created events like the One Chin Cup and also the Ignite Warrior Championship as part of the step where we want to set up an example of a proper competition that is, not viewed as kind of an underground style fight. At the time, most mixed martial arts event, at least at an amateur level, were done very poorly.
Yeah.
The safety wasn't quite there. People didn't want to invest or couldn't invest much in terms of the safety and production value. But when they came on board, I wanted to at least try it better than other people could do, because of the resources we could muster, and set up hopefully a standard that people could follow.
That's really good. And what year was that?
That was about 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
And do you see that MMA in Thailand has grown much since that?
I think it has certainly grown. With what we started off, those couple of years ago, really helped set somewhat of a standard for people to try to aim to. I see nowadays smaller mixed martial arts events and tournaments are adopting some of the standards and rule sets that we do. They're trying to make it better in terms of production value, in terms of how they can approach the storytelling of the athletes, and as well as trying to get more qualified people to run it. From the judges to the medical and things like that. So we are making a little wave that will create a change within the industry. And I've always said it doesn't need to be just me and our organization doing it. If there are other people doing it, we are very welcome to, because we need more promoters within the local ecosystem. We need, more people than just my organization or like One Championship who could, do a really good show.
And more athletes
Thailand.
as well.
And more athletes.
I mean, you do have a Thailand national MMA team.
Yeah, we like established like a national team to have them compete at the IMAF, World Championship, twice. We actually sent the team twice, and one time to the IMAF Asian Open, just last year.
That's good.
As well. We became like a co-host of the IMAF Asian Open.
Are these like athletes transition from Muay Thai, or are they just like full on just go straight into MMA?
We have mixture. Actually, we have mixture of people who go straight to MMA, or people who came from Muay Thai, started learning Jiu-Jitsu and wrestling and go into MMA, or people who came from Jiu-Jitsu background and started getting more into the Muay Thai and boxing and step on into become like an amateur mixed martial art athlete.
Okay, that's good. It's good to have a nice mixture, and then they can kind of like learn from each other. And when they're training, obviously, each of their styles can move on to the other person. Yeah. So later, after that, was One Championship.
Yeah, One Championship came right after when I helped organize the IMAF Asian Open. But with One Championship, ever since One Championship came into the industry, because like quite several of my friends are in it. Shannon is one. Rika is also as well, because like when I actually helped ref her first fight in amateur.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Before like she joined One Championship.
I remember like when she was back in the day, like before she was fighting, she was like, "Yeah, I don't want to fight." She always told me, "I don't want to fight," and then now she's like the fighting superstar, MMA star of Thailand.
Yeah, if you can dig up like a clip where she's fighting at amateur level, that clip actually came from my head.
Oh, really?
Because I was like the ref with like the GoPro cam on the head to ref that fight. So there were my friends fighting an organization. I've known of Chatri for some time, that he's like entrepreneur, half Thai, half Japanese, who really wants to push the MMA scene in Asia and also the martial arts industry in general. So when I heard about like One Championship coming to Thailand, I actually hit him up on
really?
Facebook. Like I know what I really admire your organization. I want you to come onto my show. Because my family, we run a show called Jok Jai, which is kind of like the longest running talk show in Thailand. And I saw his profile was very interesting. So I approached him, wanting him to come onto the show. And also with Pisuki as well, because Pisuki is also Chatri's friend, but he is also in the music, entertainment industry. So that's kind of like how, I started off, really knowing Chatri, and from then on, I've been in kind of like a supportive role of One Championships activities and events in Thailand. When they do like events, we try to collaborate in terms of like I try to get the promotion material onto my Ignite platform to get people to educate about mixed martial art, the sport, about the athletes competing in there. And I was also the commentator for One Championship.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. On when they first started off, with Thairat TV was the partner. So Thairat TV, also a friend of family, rang me up, and they had very little knowledge of mixed martial art.
Yeah.
And they like took on One Championship, in a quick deal. So they didn't really have the time to develop the know-how of what it's like to do a mixed martial art show or commentator show.
You were the commentator before they came to Thailand. So when they had their fights around Asia and then they broadcast in Thailand, you were the commentator then?
I started off when they started doing the Thai broadcast.
Okay.
So about 3 years ago.
Wow.
So I was like on the live broadcast for One Championship for the first 2 years. And I helped set up the team, the commentator team. That's when I brought like Shannon to also become the commentator as well, and working with people from the Thairat TV, and also Nothing, who's also very well known in the wrestling commentating.
Right.
To form that commentator team for One Championship.
Wow, so you've done a lot.
So I've been like involved in the mixed martial arts. I've been an athlete.
Yeah.
I've been a ref. I've been, done some part as a cornerman, like a trainer, like a coach, and I'm also like instructor as well for like martial arts and promoter and commentator.
And now you're the president of One Championship Thailand.
Yeah, for One Championship Thailand.
So what's your roles, what your duties as this? What do you do?
Essentially a president of One Championship Thailand needs to oversee all the operation of One Championship that happens in Thailand. Because One Championship, we are at the moment the fastest growing sport entertainment property in Asia. So we're expanding very fast. We have like headquarters like in Japan, in China, India, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, America. So when these expansion happen, there needs to be like a local management team, local leadership team to really oversee the operation. And when I say oversee operation, it's not just about accommodating events that come into Thailand, because we only have about 2 to 3 events per year in Thailand, but there needs to be like marketing operation, sales operation, production operation, PR operation that does kind of like a 360-degree omni-channel communication all year round. And also have to establish what we call like an ecosystem playbook for the sport as well. Like right now, one of my key focus is to create ecosystem for Thai martial arts, whether it be Muay Thai, mixed martial art, or other sport, to essentially create like a strong platform that can develop Thai athletes so that they can become successful in One Championship. I've also have to do things like marketing activities to ensure that the brand of One Championship and the PR of One Championship becomes more efficient. Like our last event in January 10, just past month, we did like probably almost successful in terms of like press conference and also the event feedback, because we started to bring in some strategy that they couldn't do it before because they had like no local team in. But we're starting to do like marketing activity where we connect with local communities, local media, bringing in the celebrities, using some of my network and my expertise in the entertainment industry, and try to switch it, turn it around than the performance of the previous few years.
Right. Before One Championship had Muay Thai, right? So they only had MMA at one time.
Yep.
And a lot of Thai athletes, they were kind of, I'm going to use the word worried, or like a bit stressed, because they wanted to get into One Championship, and the only way they could get in there is to do MMA. But now that they do Muay Thai as well, do you feel like that's affected Thai people and their, like, how, if they want to do MMA or not if they want to pursue MMA, do you think it's like decreased, or do you think it's affected in any way?
I think it's affected in a positive way, actually, because when one Super Series started, One Super Series kind of like just other vertical of martial art in the one platform other than just the mixed martial arts. So when One Super Series started with kickboxing, then Muay Thai, it allows the audience pool and also the talent pool for combat sport to expand exponentially, because Asia, Southeast Asia, Muay Thai and kickboxing, and to a lot of extent Europe as well, is still the dominant spectator combat sport. And like with Thailand, we have so much talent in terms of Muay Thai and potentially kickboxing as well. So when One Championship opened Muay Thai and Kickboxing League, we were able to recruit a lot of good talents who may not necessarily be ready to go into mixed martial arts yet, but could potentially do that in the future. And when we did we are essentially now probably the largest Muay Thai promoter. If you look in terms of a Muay Thai
scale
show that can be broadcasted to more than 145 countries around the world, like broadcast every 2 weeks, that actually opens a lot of opportunity for Thai athletes, not just like the male, but also the female as well, because like, that very well, like in Thailand, female Muay Thai are almost treated almost like a sideshow, or like in a small promoter. They can't be in the Lumpini Ratchamnern and make big money. But when One Championship opens the Super Series division, we are able to get someone like Stam, from Fairtex, who actually can compete at a global world class level. And I believe she's probably has to be among the top earning Muay Thai female athletes in Thailand, if
probably most likely
not the top
I think
already.
The top. I think
that opportunity could never have happened in Thailand because the infrastructure just wasn't there. And right now I believe like One Championship, Thai nationals actually probably have the most champions in One Championship at the moment. We have like 4 champions in One Championship.
Are you trying to like scout out certain fighters so you can like boost them in the One Championship profile? Are you still like keeping an eye out, or are you happy with the ones that you have right now?
Well, we always keep an eye for more talent, and actually part of our big project this year is our deal MOU that we just recently signed with the Sports Authority of Thailand to actually create a local Muay Thai league based on the format of One Hero Series. One Hero Series is kind of like a localized league that we do in different countries. We have started in China, for the past few years, just focusing on the kickboxing and sanda and MMA in China. And now this year we are expanding it to Indonesia, to Philippines, and also Thailand. And so, but with Thailand, we are working with Sports Authority Thailand, especially with the professional Muay Thai, to do like a proper league for 5 rounds Muay Thai fight according to the Sports Authority regulation under the format and standard quality of One Championship through the format One Hero Series. Essentially what it is going to be like a local league where we go and recruit male and female aspiring Muay Thai athletes from around the country. From provincial level, we go to a regional qualifier to find regional team of aspiring Muay Thai fighters. We put them into a series of Grand Prix to find national champions in 4 weight class divisions and have them represent Thailand in competition in we call it like a Thailand versus the world kind of super fight event at the end of the finale, the campaign. And the winners, have a chance and opportunity to also get contracted worth more than $100 contract with One Championship.
Awesome. Yeah. So when do you plan on starting this?
In second quarter of this year.
Wow.
It's going to run for like probably 6 to 9 months. And we're already in discussion with Sports Authority Thailand of potentially wanting to have it kind of like a yearly Muay Thai campaign. Essentially, imagine like we have Amazing Thailand, which is kind of like that moniker campaign of Thailand. We want to create something similar with Muay Thai and not just like doing competition and create like grassroots ecosystem building for Muay Thai, but we want to export Muay Thai as a cultural product, as a cultural export, and really allow not just Thai people, but also foreign people to really appreciate it. And we can ensure that our Muay Thai fighters and athletes are not just, fighters who make a living by waiting for opportunity to fight, but we want to essentially create a sustainable career path, a healthy ecosystem for people in the Muay Thai industry, not just the athlete, but also the coaches, the referees, so all the career paths surrounds the Muay Thai industry. We want to develop it. And we believe that with the capability of One Championship and the network that we have in combination with, collaboration with Sports Authority Thailand and other brands within the ecosystem, we can really revive Muay Thai and make Muay Thai strong again.
So cool. How often do you plan on promoting these fights?
Well, we will probably start off with about 10 events this year.
Every month?
Almost like every month, but some months it will probably be multiple. But we start off with about 10 first, because kind of like the ideal number we can do without burning ourselves out.
Yeah, it's already a lot.
But in the
as
future,
well as One Championship.
Yeah, but in the future we'll probably have more.
Right.
Because One Championship right now, not counting the local event, already have like 24 events per year.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That goes around, every countries around the region. If you're counting like the smaller scale show, we're probably looking at like 50 events per year. And the One Hero Series Muay Thai will be among the smaller scale shows. So when that takes off, we'll probably have more than 60 events per year in One Championship, both at a global level and local level.
Where in Thailand will you be promoting?
Probably
different places?
Around the country.
Oh,
We want to essentially not just promote Muay Thai, but also the local tourism as well, with the secondary provinces and the primary provinces. So we want to, go into these provinces and regions and kind of like ignite it and, bring interest, bring the sport to the community and essentially help develop the economy, the local economy through Muay Thai and sport entertainment as well.
And that will only be Muay Thai?
We're just focusing on Muay Thai first.
Wow.
We would like to expand it in the future with like potentially MMA and other combat sport, but we are a very small team in Thailand, so we can only do so much at the same time.
I mean, I did see like MMA was picking up when One Championship was only doing MMA, but now that they're also doing kickboxing, Muay Thai, all these different things, that now it's kind of like calmed down the MMA hype in Thailand and people are still back on the Muay Thai.
I guess because when we start having champions, in the sport, it brings the interest to the sport. So when One Championship started, One Super Series with Muay Thai and started getting champions from Thailand, the interest level goes up. And, also mixed martial arts, has come very far from the early days of its beginning in Thailand. It's still considered kind of like a niche sport for not well known in the mass quite yet.
Yes.
There still needs to be some education of the sport, that needs to be done. But with Muay Thai, you don't need education on that. People already watch it. So essentially when we started Muay Thai, the growth trajectory goes very fast and helps a lot when we have champions who are Thai people well. With mixed martial arts, it's a tougher sport. So it still has that a little bit of like, development of our athletes to go before we really have like, another champion again.
No, I think that's a good plan actually to promote Muay Thai through the champions in One Championship, and then you can sort of transition the fans to MMA. Just expose them here and there to MMA. Do you have plans to make MMA more accessible to the Thai youths?
Yes, definitely. We are already working on potentially format for content and TV format that are related to mixed martial arts that will be working with not just the local engagement with the youths and the amateur ecosystem, but potentially with people in the entertainment industry as well. Because I noticed like especially in the last year, there are a lot more celebrities or people influencers who are starting to become interested in combat sport as a recreational pursuit. In fact, like quite a few of these celebrities we invited onto our press conference in January and also on our event January 10 are actually quite active recreational trainer of mixed martial arts. They come and train with our One Championship athletes or One Warrior Series athletes, and they do it quite seriously. And when like in Thailand, if celebrities or entertainers starting to take up the sport, they promote it around their social media, things like that. People become more accustomed to it. People start to view the sport as not as cage fighting that fights to death in some underground nightclub that they used to believe.
That's true.
It actually becomes like a proper sport that has recreational pursuit.
It changes the image of it.
Yeah. It is.
All right.
Sure.
So right now you have are you still working for your family's company, JSL?
As a consultant, not like as a full-time. I'm full-time with One Championship.
Full-time One Championship and all these other things that you're balancing, as well as you're going to get married as well, and you've got so much going on. How do you balance your life? Are you still working out and training yourself?
I try to, but frankly, with my own personal training, it has like gone down a lot in the past several months. I still try to update my knowledge. Like just last week, I helped hosted a seminar on combatives, like using flashlight and self-defense.
Oh, nice.
I'm still training combatives, and I just like became like an instructor for combatives as well.
Oh, you did something with the UN Women as well, right?
Yep, I did something with the UN Women as well when we brought STEM to
nice.
Kind of like train, STEM and actually and Rotang as well to.
They're always together now.
Yeah. So they went to train some of the staff of UN Women,
nice.
And also like UN Women, they were interested in like the content piece about STEM, because I introduced STEM to the UN Women that about how her story of from like a Muay Thai girl who became very successful at global stage. So that kind of like story content really resonates well with what they were doing in terms of like exploring the women icon in different areas and careers and sports.
Awesome.
So she became featured there because through my work and working with the UN Women project. That's
really good. So back to your life, like how is your life right now? How are you balancing everything? What are you up to? And
wow, it's a chaotic combination of handling, the work at One Championship. So I go to like, meetings with clients, meeting with like promoters, meeting with the government sector, having in my free time in office, I need to have like team meetings and sometimes like creative meeting to come up with projects, sales package proposals, having to call like the channels and the brand and it's a lot of like juggling everything at the same time. From time to time, I have to fly to like Singapore to do like the leadership meeting and retreat with the leadership team that One Championship, like we just did like last month. So I had to go and share with them, what strategy we did really well in Thailand, and kind of like an exchange of ideas from the presidents and the leaders from among different countries in One Championship. So even just like One Championship, it probably takes up like 70% of my time and my brain power, and the rest, I try to balance between also like time with my family, also preparing for the wedding coming up, also like building a house to prepare for post wedding, and try to squeeze in the time to also work with my TMMAF team on coming up with projects where we can raise funds for the federation as well.
You have good plans for this year?
Yeah.
TMF?
Yes, but we are working and originally create like almost kind of like a martial arts festival of sort that not just focus on the fighting, but also bringing in the recreational aspect of martial arts.
Yeah, that's good. Opening it to like families and children and anyone.
Yeah, because we noticed that when we only focus on the fighting and the athlete, those are important. Yeah. Those are need to be done when there are athletes who want competitive arena. But when I noticed when we started like with Ignite and Neophyte, it inspired a lot of people to start doing the same, in Bangkok, in other regions. So we know now that there are also other people who are starting to provide these platforms at the local level. So we are now moving to the next step of trying to educate the sport and trying to make martial arts more lifestyle friendly, and try to educate about mixed martial arts by through these projects and initiatives. They were building our proposal to that are working with the brands.
Okay, that's really cool. So hopefully we're going to see a lot from you this year, actually.
Probably. Probably.
So last thing, do you have any tips for fighters trying to make it in the game?
Making in the game, yeah, definitely. If you are a fighter, you got to always remember there's a good reason we call this a sport entertainment industry.
Yeah.
You need to be able to obviously fight well. You got to train very smart, not just train hard, because when I say train smart, that means keep yourself injury free, keep yourself at peak condition.
Keep learning.
Don't be like a full glass, always be, a glass half full. And, because essentially in this industry, opportunities are the most important.
Yeah.
Sometimes opportunities can come, when you don't expect it. For example, a championship fight, one contender dropped off because they had injury. They might call you up.
That's true.
For a chance to essentially fight at a championship level. And, if they call you up and you are, I can't make it because my weight is still over, I'm not fit enough. You could lose that opportunity to someone else. That's true. Or sometimes people are too focused on, very short term on making the money without, looking at the future of, what the opportunity in an organization could do. So sometimes they turn down, opportunity that might not necessarily be, money making in the beginning for something that is, like a quick win.
That's true.
But that can jeopardize them in the long term. I've seen, people take that path and, it becomes, they might make some money now, but in the long run, it can, tarnish their reputation with the things that they do.
Yes.
And by the time, they want to go to the next stage, there is no more opportunity for them. And also, other than just being good at fighting, you need to be good at communication. Sport entertainment, if you are only good at fighting, but you suck at communicating and talking, you can still do well in a global fight promotion, but you may just be the gatekeeper or the buzzsaw or, the challenger.
Right.
But essentially, a sport entertainment organization, like in One Championship, we don't want just a good fighter, but we want to create, heroes.
Right.
Making local heroes into global superstar through the competition platform of One Championship. So we're always looking for people with the heroic qualities, interesting stories, good image, because the moment, say, like a champion becomes tarnished by scandals, it not only affects your reputation, but also the league's reputation as well. Yes. And you understand when like a league is also have a lot on the line in expanding to essentially to try to make, the brand become more family friendly. Yeah. We can't afford to have a liability with certain athletes who would tarnish their reputation that could also tarnish the league. And obviously, if an athlete is very good at marketing himself, don't overlook things like what you post on social media, what would you post on Instagram. I've seen like some athletes who has so much potential, but he or she bitches and whine on social media in their personal lives. Yeah. And when brands or promoter are looking what they are doing in social media, it can actually affect a lot the decision that whether if they want to support or if they want to to sponsor this athlete when he's like posting like naughty things about the opposite sex or bitching about life and things like that. It's it's so negative sometimes that they lose opportunity in the bigger stage, in the bigger picture. So you gotta, if you look at yourself as a fighter, as a bloodhound, you will be treated as a fighter and a bloodhound. But if you look at yourself as a brand, as an athlete, as a hero who actually has more than just opportunity, just waiting for the opportunity for a fight, but you can actually explore other avenues to build your fan base, to expand your revenue streams, to actually make yourself become ideal for sponsorship by other brands. You actually, and also to manage your money well. Yes. That is also very highly crucial skill. People joke a lot about, like in Muay Thai industry, like, oh, you become champion when you retire, you open like a mukata restaurant and you go bankrupt. Yeah. And that's like one of the things that I really hate about when people look at like fighters, especially like Muay Thai fighters and athletes.
They're not very good at handling
They're not very
money.
good at handling money. Mm-hmm. So, financial literacy is very important. And, it's one of the things that we are also like starting to do with some of our athletes in One Championship. And we actually want to create kind of like almost like a program to actually educate and train people about social media management, how to, manage your finance, how to also manage things like, your health insurance, your savings, things like that. Good. So you actually have like a sustainable career and also know how to promote yourself well. So those are the things that people overlook or people, don't put enough importance in it.
Definitely. And like you said, like social media right now, you're in everyone's eyes around the world all the time. So whatever you post, the way that you portray yourself online, it's going to be seen by everyone. Yeah. So it's important.
And sometimes a lot of opportunities comes because of your profile and your fan base. It's not always necessarily the best fighter who may get the opportunity, but it's a combination of people who are very good enough, but also very marketable. Yes. Has a strong fan base and has very little liability that promoters or world-class organization may snatch you up for these competition.
You become a brand in yourself, so you have to represent that brand.
You got to build yourself as a brand and not look at yourself as a fighter and a bloodhound chasing money from promoters.
Totally. All right. Well, thank you very much, Plai. It was awesome.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to be on your show.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone, for following the Jade Marrisa podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe.